Hello.
What's going on, everybody?
How's everybody doing? Welcome. We got a special guest here. We got Mr. Scuba Stevo himself on the channel. How's it going, bud?
Hey, what's kicking chickens?
I'll do that so people can see your name too.
Nice.
We're professionals here. What's going on, chat? I see a lot of y'all here. Welcome.
Everybody having a good day?
We're having a good Tuesday. I almost said Friday, but it is Tuesday. Ed messaged me at like 4:30. He's like, "Hey, I'm in traffic. I don't know if I'm going to make it." And I'm like, "I thought we were back on Fridays, Ed." So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop at Chipotle then." So Ed, if you're listening, I hope you're enjoying your Chipotle.
Chipotle is my life.
I still have not eaten Chipotle.
Me neither. I just know
Oh,
that
okay.
his like old
Oh,
Vine TikTok video. He said Chipotle is my life. Some little kid.
God, I haven't heard Vine in a long time.
He said Chipotle is my life.
So yeah, we're gonna talk to Mr. Scuba Stevo here for a little bit, learn what he's got going on and all that good jazz. And I'll be seeing him here in a week,
Yep,
eight
that's right.
days.
I'm counting down too.
That
I wake up every day. I'm like, how many days until the 27th, Siri?
that Triple Crown snuck up on us quick.
Sure did.
Feels like it was just the beginning of the month.
Right? It was like, whoa. There's a lot of cool people I'm trying to meet too. Dance Fish is supposed to be coming down.
Oh, I didn't know
Kenny
that.
E and Danny, all kinds of people. Cool people too. I met a lot of people in the Fish fam. Honestly, I feel like
Yeah, it
a
sounds
lot.
like a lot of them are going to be at the Triple Crown. So,
But yeah, most of the ones, Brennan and Hippie John the Fisherman. Can't wait to see them guys. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, it seems like the two biggest ones this year are going to be Triple Crown and Clash
Yeah, if I had the
for the
money, I'd go for
non-Aquashella
Clash.
ones, anyway.
I
I
don't think I'll make Dallas this year.
yeah, I already decided I'm not going to do Dallas unless
Think
magically,
somebody pays my way.
yeah, unless magically something aligns and it's like, oh hey,
So
you can just
Aquashella, if y'all are listening, me and Lefty would like a plane ticket and a room at
Carrie, if you're
Aquashella.
here, if you could just tell Rob that you want us to be there really bad.
Really, really bad.
We're kidding, of course.
Maybe.
So I trimmed the Java moss in my 20 gallon because it was so dense you could not see through it. And I've got these new white clouds, so I figured I would trim it and just throw it in there so they can lay their eggs. And the Corys have been going crazy ever since I trimmed it. They must like having the extra room or something because they're all over the tank. And I can see my schooling fish again. It's great.
Nice.
So for those people that have been living under a rock and don't know who you are, you want to tell the people a little bit about you and what you
Yeah, let
do?
me tell you about myself a little bit. All right, so I'm Scuba Stevo's Aquatics. You see with the K. The K comes from three different things. If you ever seen the movie Big Daddy, he says, "Oh, Scuba Steve." I ain't gonna use profanity on Lefty's channel, but if you see the movie, you know what he says. And then Caveman Aquatics being one of my mentors. If you don't know him, he's a big cichlid guru, and he teaches. I learned a lot of stuff from his videos, and he's Caveman with the K. So I thought might as well be Stevo, Scuba Stevo with the K. And then there's this artist. He does music, and he's got songs like Scuba Says and Scuba Roo and all this stuff. And I kind of went off of that too, so I thought that was cool. But basically what I'm about, I do a lot of tour videos and like how to strip your African cichlids and why you should do it and stuff like that. Maintenance videos, just spur of the moment type videos. But mostly I do a lot of tour videos like Aquashellas, Aquaticons. I went to the Mammoth Cave Expo. I've been to a few different ones, and that's basically, yeah, I do a lot of cichlid content. I'm getting into flower horns, and I keep
Nice.
I got a lot of Tetras and stuff too. I keep, so that's just a little bit about who I am and what I'm about.
Alright. So how big is your cichlid tank?
I got two cichlids. I got the South American or Central American, I think. I don't know what she is. The blood parrot. I got her in the polar parrot tank upstairs. I got a rainbow shark and the L239 blue panique with them. And then I got a 75-gallon show tank downstairs in my back room.
Oh,
And that's my main, that's my prize tank.
Fancy. So how many aqua shells have you been to now?
Chicago last year was my first one. I did
Alright.
Chicago. Then I missed Dallas last year. No. Dallas was the end. I missed Orlando last year. And then this year I went to Orlando in February. So three or four.
Alright. I feel like that's probably the only one they got right with the weather. Florida in the winter is probably a better time than Florida in the
Oh,
summer.
that was nice. I love that. Walking around with shorts on. I was like, sheesh, I know they're at home bundled up, freezing cold, and that Louisville, Kentucky weather. It's no joke. It gets cold here, man.
Okay, what is your version of cold?
Cold, I don't know, about, I'd say 30
Okay,
degrees.
that's an acceptable answer. I like
That's
the.
about
I like
cold.
some people. They're like, oh, it's 68 degrees. It's freezing out, and I'm like,
Nah,
68 degrees is like perfect. What do you mean it's
I was
freezing
gonna
out?
say, that's 60 is all right. That's getting cold. That's on the getting cold side to me. 70 is a good day for me. You go outside and it's about 70, 75. Yeah, pretty nice outside.
Now, is it a dry heat or a wet heat down there?
Dry, feels really sticky.
Ah. It's always
Like
worse
really
when it's super humid and you walk out. It's like you got hit in the face with a wet towel.
Yeah, it gets like that too sometimes. It's like, ugh, you can't breathe. Just about walking outside.
50 is the tipping point for cold.
I wish. 70 to 80 is perfect.
Ugh. Yeah, no.
Only
Another
if
reason
you're
I
from
won't live in
Cali,
Cali.
you know.
It's too hot. No, when
Like
I
to
was up
take a
in
trip.
northern Maine, we had like 2 weeks where it was negative 50 with the wind chill. Base heat was negative like 20, and then with the wind chill it was like
When I went to
negative 50.
Michigan, that was cold. I'm talking about it's snowing sideways, and you're like waiting in the
Yeah.
lines to do stuff, and it's like snow's coming at you sideways. It's like 30-mile-an-hour winds just blowing you over.
Yeah, it's not fun. I had to get a block heater for my car to keep the oil from freezing up there. So I'd have a 3-prong outlet sticking out the front of my car. And I'd come home, my friends were like, "What's that for?" I'm like, "It's to keep the engine warm." Because up there, your oil will seize up because it's so cold.
Yeah, it gets cold. No joke.
So, for those that may have seen it in the thumbnail or the title, we do have a giveaway today as well, courtesy of the good people over at Higer. So, we've got a 50-watt heater and one of their little logs to give away. I've got the logs in my Cichlid tank and in my betta tank. I was like, I needed something just for my, Africans have some place to hide, because I don't have a lot of rock. But I was like, oh, these things should be big enough. And sure as shit, the Mbunas go in them. So I guess I lucked out.
Nice. Show them that frog bit.
Oh yeah, I gotta show that frog. But first, I'm gonna play this little thing I made for the giveaway.
Let's go.
Hi, we're back. So, if you want to enter to win, it's hashtag HigerInsTheChat. There you all go. And again, 2 people are going to win some stuffs.
Hashtag Higer.
And you're more than welcome to enter too, good sir.
Appreciate that.
Let me go on and enter.
Hashtag Higer. It's Higer with 2 G's, y'all.
Yes, it is. And I did get a plant order today. I got my wet plants order. I ordered a bunch of floating stuff.
But yeah, to be honest with everybody, I never really intentionally breeded fish or tried to breed them. Like, I had a 29-gallon tank in my local pet shop talking me into getting Carbensis, the dwarf cichlids.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a pair of those, and I looked in the tank, and there was like 30 little babies in there one time. And I was freaking out, so I ran to the store, bought a breeder's net, tried to scoop them all out. Couldn't even see them. They were so tiny. But then I seen this purple African cichlid. It was like a purple Barney looking fish almost. And I was like, wow, I've never seen anything like it. And I wanted to get it. And there's like, well, do you got this size tank? Do you got these fish? I was like, well, no and no. They was like, well, if you get that, you can come back and get this guy. So then I ended up getting the money and talking my parents into letting me put the 75-gallon tank downstairs in the back room. And I was like, well, I'm going to move all these fish from upstairs and put them down here in this tank. And I never did. I just went and bought some cichlids and put them in there. And now they're into the fish just like me. Like my mom, she comes up and checks on my fish all the time. She's like, what's your fish up here doing? Do they need to be fed? And stuff like that. She's like, this one's my favorite.
Oh.
Pam the
parrotfish. You just got lucky and they started having babies then.
Yeah, I was telling you about that iFish store website I ordered from. And I ordered from there and I bought 2 fish. And I bought an OB and a Venustus. And they came and I really was satisfied. So I ordered again. And then they slowly grow to the breeding size and they just start breeding. Because, you know, I never knew if you don't want breeding, you're supposed to try to go for males only in your cichlid tank. And also makes your cichlids look better. It makes not one male will be dominant and be the most colorful, prettiest fish in the tank.
Yeah, see, I didn't know about that either.
So I just went and bought all kinds of fish and put them in there, and they started doing their thing. And then now I got a whole bunch of little babies. Then I started doing YouTube research on how to strip your fry and grow them out, and why does it benefit to strip them, and why you shouldn't, and stuff like that. And like, she won't eat for about 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks. Some species. So I like to strip them out so she can get back to eating, so her belly don't get too skinny.
Okay. A good tip. Hey, Lisa, what's going on?
And some people are scared to like hurt their fish or something or squeeze it. Just don't squeeze it too tight. Like I seen this dude on this Facebook group. He's like, "How do y'all strip y'all cichlids and da da da?" And I'm like, there's many videos out there. He's like, "Well, I kind of squished mine to death." So I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like you was really trying. If she slips out, it's okay. Just have her in a bucket or something, you know, so she won't go back into the tank. You won't have to catch her again. Like if you see my videos, I use those little specimen containers a lot. That's what I like to strip them in. So if she slips out, she only has so far to go.
Ah, yeah, I would be scared to do that myself, because I always see people like people that have fish that have tumors, and everyone's like, oh, just lance it yourself, and I'm like,
right, I couldn't do that. That's different.
Ow! And then someone's like, oh, well, you put them in a little thing of clove oil so they go to sleep, but not enough to kill them. But I don't know the exact number. But if you do that, you can get a good grip on them and cut it off. And I'm like, at that point, I'll just take it to an aquatic vet or something.
All right. Or just let it live life.
Exactly. I'm not going to sit there and lance it. And then I was talking to my aunt who is a vet, and I mentioned that I had a couple bettas with tumors. And she was like, well, is it an actual tumor or is it a viral tumor? Because apparently some of our fish's tumors can be a viral infection, and then it bursts like a cyst, and then all the other fish get infected.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either until she told me, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
And I'm over here looking like, who's got bumps?
Who's messaging me? I am live. Go away. Yeah, I was showing Steve I got an order for my wet plants, and I got a bunch of floating plants to throw in different tanks. I had to get more red roots because mine somehow all disappeared. So, and then I got some of that like fairy moss stuff that's got like the little things on it. So that's going in a tank. I did get some of that mosaic Ludwigia stuff to try.
So where'd you get these plants from?
Wet plants. They're out of Albany, New York.
Wet plants. Cool.
That's where I got all the plants for the 40 breeder when I was setting it up. And then I got my frog bit. Did y'all know frog bit's huge? Because I didn't know frog bit got this big. Because whenever I see pictures of it, it's tiny. It's not gigantic.
Anybody just now coming in, Lefty's doing a giveaway. #Higer.
So yeah, that's what's going on. These are going in different tanks. But yeah, I didn't know
that is a big piece. Jeez.
And there's Steven. Well, Steven, where were you 4 days ago when I was ordering it? God dang it.
He said frog bit can get really big.
Like anytime I've seen it, it doesn't, in the pictures anyway, it doesn't look super huge. It looks a little bit bigger than a red root.
Right. I was Googling. I was like, what is a frog bit? Let me Google it.
But then
I
I
was
think
like,
there's a couple different kinds, so I don't know exactly what kind that just said frog bit.
that's what I said. He got the extra large
Ah,
frog
okay.
bit.
So I must be. Anytime I Google it, I must see the Amazon frog bit, then and not the American frog bit. Oh, Leo. Yeah, Leo. Lisa's got mamas in her yellow lab tank.
Oh yeah.
You got some weird stuff going on in your tank. We're gonna tell people what's going on with your fish.
Oh, I do all kinds of stuff with my fish. I feed them watermelon and all kinds of
I
weird
saw
stuff.
that last night on your Instagram story. I'm like, this man put a whole ass piece of watermelon in his fish tank.
Hey, they loved it too. It takes them a good 30 minutes or so to figure out it's in there, but once they figure it out it's in there, they don't want me to take it away.
Yeah,
The
I've
clown
never.
loaches, I don't have any plecos in my 75 no longer, but the clown loaches love it, the Ebunas love it, the big guys love it, everybody loves it. I only fed watermelon like one other time before, and I just fed a little tiny piece of it, and they tore it up. I usually feed zucchinis and cucumbers,
See,
blanch it a
I
little bit, put it in there.
tried that, and then my stuff never touched it. So
The
I have to
stuff up
try it again.
here, these guys up here don't really care for it too much. I guess because I don't feed it to them that much. But downstairs, I give it to them at least once a month. Go
Oh,
to
okay.
the Kroger and get a zucchini or something. My mom's like, I got a cucumber for your fishes.
But yeah, because everyone's like, oh, you got a pleco, you got to throw this in there. You got shrimp, throw this in there, and I'm like, okay. And then I put the zucchini or whatever on the fork, and I drop it in, and like 8 hours later, it's just still sitting there. No one has touched it.
Right. That's how it was up here. I put a little piece of cucumber up here for these guys. They was like, nah. They want nothing to do with it.
So you had some fish recently breed in your tank. You've got some stuff in your show tank you gotta get rid
Uh,
of.
yes. I'm gonna give Lefty some of my. I call them Rusties, but they're Cobalt Blues or Red Top Zebras are the dads, and the Rusty Cichlid is the mom. But I recently lost her
Uh-oh.
about 3 weeks ago. I just came downstairs and turned the light on. I don't. Sometimes I just turn the light on and go about my day. You know, everybody does it. I know you're busy. You got stuff to do. But then later that day, I went back and I was looking in the tank and I was looking around. I'm like, all right, checking everybody out. And there she is. And I could tell it was her because she's like the biggest, thickest one. And she's like upside down there. I'm like, oh,
Oh.
stuck behind a rock. I'm like, damn. It was my female. She gave me a few good batches of some little babies. So I got some nice looking, like, cobalt. I call them cobalt blues or red toppers mixed with the rusties. But they're brown, but sometimes they get like this blue looking to them, like striped looking. I think, yeah, he the pappy. Him or him. And then all my OBs come from that one girl right there.
Nice.
I'm going to do a video on how to get your Texas Holy Rock and your Bone Rock or whatever you want to call it white again.
Oh.
There's the red topper. He's hiding in there. I bought that little thing because that cobalt blue down there,
Mm-hmm.
he was hiding in one of those at the pet shop when I bought him. So I
Ah.
kind of wanted to take a piece of that with them. So they had one last large floating zoo med, whatever, floating log. So I bought it for them. And they love
Nice.
it. They hang out in there all the time.
Yeah, I got one for my Mbooner because at one point I had like a floating Anubias in the tank, and I noticed that he was always hiding up behind that Anubias. So I
Right?
was like, well, I'm just going to buy a floating beta log for the darn thing. Also, Petrol Man, thank you for the $50 super
Ooh.
chat. Mad lad, you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Pretty cool of
And
you.
that should stay there for quite a while at the top, so congratulations. I like that pinky red color. But yeah, so I bought the thing, and I think what happened was, so I had mostly yellow labs in Manganos, and then like two or three rusties. And I had one yellow lab that was like super, alpha colored up.
Right. You always got
I
that
think
one
that
yellow lab that's just alpha.
I feel like him being in the tank spooked the other guy because the other yellow lab that was hiding all the time, he didn't never get above like 2.5 inches. He stayed small. He
Right.
stayed small. He was dull in color. And I'm messaging Lisa. I'm like, did I get a female by mistake? Because it looked like a female of how it was colored. And it was smaller. But then when I was changing out the tank from the 30 to the 40, and I moved everybody out into a holding tank, I put the smaller guys in first. And within like 12 hours, he had the nice black dorsal fin.
Right.
And he's... So
That's
I
how
actually...
all of mine are. They're hard to tell the females from the males, the yellow labs, unless you vent. But I don't
So, like,
really
I've
do all that.
left... I have the 2 big manganos that were fully grown and the 1 yellow lab that was huge. I've left them in their own 30-gallon tub now for like 6 months. They're fine. They haven't killed each other. And the other small yellow lab has grown to his full size now. So I think he was just scared because of the other one.
Yeah, he's probably just running him around that tank. That's like my 2 yellow labs. Like I started off with 4 yellow labs. In that video you just played, you could see some of the yellow labs I had. I just started with 4, and then I think the dominant male killed off all the others.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had 2 yellow labs left in that tank. So then the rest, them's all their babies. But yeah, I started off with 4. You could see all those little ones in there.
Mr. Liquid Zoo, thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate that very much. I hope you're doing
How's
well.
it going, Matt?
I caught a little bit of your stream earlier when you were talking about the crazy lady that wanted you to come and deliver a package inside of her house. I would have said no too.
Shoo.
And Liquid Zoo coming in clutch with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. YouTube is going to distribute those, I think. I'm still not sure how it works, but if you get one, congratulations and welcome.
I think it's whoever turns on gifting first.
See, I've seen so many different answers. I've seen you have to turn it on. I've heard people say you have to click on the banner to actually get them. I'm not sure how it works.
Me neither.
Yes,
I just know I got a lot of memberships, and I appreciate them all.
Maria Z, SC's, Bigfoot, Glassbox, and Ben Backstrom, and then Atkins, welcome in as members. Thank you again, Liquid Zoo, for the gifted. I do appreciate it.
I got 6 active memberships. Somebody gifted me one to Steam Thoughts Aquatics.
Nice.
I think I was during the co-op stream yesterday. Dude sent like, I think it was that Alexander Englehart sent like 500 memberships or something.
See,
insane.
yeah, so I know a lot of the streamers I watch.
Then I got Rico Stan, Chattanooga Ed, Fish Room Fever, Danikin, and Stephen P.
Nice. I know a lot of the like the gaming streamers that I'll watch that are doing it on YouTube now. They'll actually say, instead of giving us like $100 super chat, gift the memberships. That way the people that can't afford the memberships can enjoy the benefits for a little while.
Right.
Versus, is it because YouTube takes the same cut either way? So this way they're still giving to the community and the content creator.
Yeah, because sometimes I can afford a membership $2 or $3 for a couple of y'all for a month. But then sometimes I'm like, nah, I can't afford it. But it happens.
I think I still have.
But I think that's pretty cool.
Now, do you have this Steve-O's fish tank sign in all your tanks?
Yes, I have one up. No, actually, let me see if I could jump on StreamYard through my phone for a second.
There's the watermelon, y'all. I saw that. I'm like, he really put watermelon in his fish tank? I would be scared to do that.
I was sketched at first a little bit. That's why I just fed him like a little tiny piece. I just try to scrape the seeds out, get the seeds out for him.
Miss Gina Reef, thank you for becoming a member. I do appreciate that.
Let's see if we could come over here for a second. I have this big tunnel. I don't know if you could really see it. Let's say Steve-O's fish tank. And that's before I became Scuba Steve. So I wish I would have put Scuba Steve-O's fish tank. So I need to get all new ones.
I was going to say, I feel like I've seen different pictures of different tanks, and I'm like, he's got that sign in a couple places.
Yeah, and then I got, I live in Kentucky. I got that UK #1. But I ain't the best with plants, but, I mean, they look all right. I like that bamboo in there. I think that looks cool.
Yeah, I tried bamboo a long time ago and never had success. But then I learned apparently it's supposed to still touch the air,
Yeah, I don't know no better.
but bamboo's like I think it's the fastest growing grass on the planet, so it'll do
If
its
it
thing at some
grows,
point.
it grows. If it
Exactly.
don't, then
No, I've
dang.
decided that mostly what I'm just gonna do is my anubiases and java ferns and
I was
some
thinking about getting
mosses
some
because
nana and trying to grow out some Nubius nana. Because all my friends is down off in his tank, so I want to try to grow some out so we won't have to buy a whole lot.
yeah, I've got the nana. I like or I've got the nana petite, the really small stuff.
I got some of that too.
It does take forever to grow. I've had it 2 years now, and it's grown maybe an inch.
Yeah, it's real slow.
But I don't mind. I put it on a coconut husk because I was like, I'm going to take all this moss off and just attach this instead.
But yeah, I got them Scuba Steve-O signs and everything. Every tank except for the 37-gallon over here. I got them from Etsy from this woman. I just found custom fish tank
Mm-hmm.
signs, and I was like, "Can you put Steve-O's fish tank on there?" She was like, "Sure thing." I was
And
like,
you haven't had
"Cool."
any issues with it leaching any bad things into the water?
I've had them
Okay.
for since I'm set up the tank down there for a few
All right.
years, so I never had any issues.
And if you guys have any questions for, either one of us, just put my name in there and we'll get them for you. In case anyone has any specific questions they want to ask our guests here. Now, what is your favorite event you've been to, Ben? Out of all of them, you have a number one?
Me?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to Ben. Ben Backstrom. My favorite event probably was the Dallas Aqua Shell on Halloween.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. I like the whole costume theme and I don't know, like the scary theme. I guess I don't know. It was cool,
Okay.
but I like the hotel at the Orlando better.
That I heard. Is it the same? Was it the same one last year? 'Cause I heard it was like a resort hotel.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
resort type thing. They got like alligators inside, like a
Oh.
big. Yeah, it's like they got a big ass koi pond that goes around the whole like inside, and they got like a
Nice.
big boat on the inside, and like it's like a restaurant and stuff like
That
that.
sounds cool.
It was wicked.
I'm
I'm sure
hoping I
there's a lot of
can
videos.
make the Orlando one in 2023. I
Yeah,
just got to see
for
when the
sure.
date is because if it falls in the school year, it's hard to do that.
Right, I get
And
that.
I'm the only reason I can even do Chicago this year is because that Monday is Columbus Day when I'd be driving home, and we're off of school.
Yeah,
So I just need
Chicago's the
to.
closest to me too, so
Yeah,
it's kind of
Chicago and
easier just to
Orlando are.
drive six
I think
hours to Chicago or whatever.
I think it's like a 2 hour. I think Orlando's a 17-hour drive and Chicago's like a 15. So it's virtually the same. It's Dallas that's the long one, which is one of the reasons I can't do it this year.
Yeah, I flew to Dallas and I flew to Orlando.
I see. I like having my car so I can go places.
Yeah,
If I
what we
buy
usually do
anything,
is I usually just go with my buddy. He's my
that's right. You
buddy
have a
Tyler.
chauffeur.
Yeah, he's my buddy. He always goes with me, and we usually just pitch up on a car, and we just pitch up on a car and pitch up on a room and all that. And courtesy of some of the nice guys, we can get in as their plus one sometimes. So sometimes we
Nice.
won't. We don't have to pay to get in certain events. Like shout out James Fisher and Fever for getting me in an Aquaticom for free. So we only
Oh,
had to pay for one ticket for that. So that's cool.
nice, nice.
But
So,
yeah,
Killer Kitty has a question for us.
sweet.
They would like to know how many tanks we each have and what our favorite, if you can only keep one, is. I'm assuming favorite fish or favorite tank, Killer Kitty. Can you specify?
Well, I'll give her both. My blood parrot is probably my favorite fish, honestly. That's just because she has the most personality. She's like, I go to clean the tank and she's like there. And she's just on one at all times. You put your hand in there, she'll bite you. She's just like big personality having fish. I have a flower horn. I keep it at my cousin's house. I know it kind of sounds silly, but their kids love fish and stuff. So I talked them in. I was like, hey, if I get you a tank, I'll come and set it up
Oh.
and come over every now and again whenever it needs maintenance and help you take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, cool. So then I set up a flower horn tank over at their house, and his name's Craig the Flower Horn. And they say
Ah.
their son loves it. Always like, Craig, Craig. So I don't really have my flower horn over at my house to like
Mm.
have the bond with, because I'm sure he would be probably my favorite.
Okay.
And then my tank I'd probably had to keep my main tank downstairs just because it has all my prized possessions in it. Like every fish I've ever bred out, like all my really nice, stunning looking OBs,
Mm.
I put them all in there. I put them all in there small because that way my bigger fish pick off. I know that kind of sounds messed up, but they pick off the weak ones and they sort them out. And usually,
Okay.
only the strong survive. So you can put
Ah.
them in there. I wouldn't say so small that they get ate instantly, but big enough to where they can hold their own,
Mm-hmm.
or go hide somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. When I
And then that way they're established in a tank. Like these little guys are like this big, and they'll come out and they got big old haps like this big mouth can just swallow like 5 of them at once. They just come out like they don't care. But I feel
yeah.
like if just depends on the fish, really.
Yeah, because I know when I got all of mine, I tried to do like the same size. I think when I
Keep
got
your
them, I got
fish
like
fed. I think everything seems to be more balanced if you keep them fed.
yeah. I just counted. I think I have 28 tanks now. Could be
Whew.
more. Could be. It could be like plus 2 more. I'm not positive.
Okay,
And
so
my favorite's probably the 40 breeder right behind me that I just got back in March, April.
is that the one in the closet?
No, the one in the closet's the one that's got the African cichlids in it.
Nice. But yeah, I'm gonna give Lefty some of these little hybrid rusties I got too when I see him at the ACA.
That'll be fun.
I might even call him over and be like, "Hey, you gonna come over to my house and pick some out?"
Uh-oh. Misfit's
But
gonna be jelly.
I got 2 tanks in my bedroom, 1 tank downstairs. I got a tank at my cousin's house, which is the 55-gallon flower horn tank. I got a 25-gallon rimless at my buddy's house, which is a planet tank. And I told you, everybody knows that this tank's going through a bacterial bloom. All of his anubias and plants are dying.
Oh.
He's got like 1 black tetra in there and 1 mystery snail. So I told him we might need to go get some more fish to speed up that cycle and help keep that cycle and just watch the nitrates and stuff whenever they get high. And then we're working on a saltwater tank at his house too, but
Ooh.
he messed up his freshwater tank, so we're
Had to
too
put that
busy
on
worried
hold for
about
a little
that.
bit.
Yeah. Because all I need is my live rock and my saltwater and
Okay.
just a few like mechanical like sponges and stuff to put in my sump, and I'll be good to go. I got shout out to Misfit. I got my I can't even think of it. Titanium heater. I got my
Mhm.
ink bird. I got my return pump and all that stuff
Nice.
going. So I just need to hook that up and get that going.
Oh, and there's Carrie saying, let her know when you're planning on going to Aquashell again and she can put you on the creator list.
Nice. Appreciate
There you
that. That
go.
would be
And
cool.
then Petro Man has a question here. Do you need a 75 or a 90 for a flower horn?
I keep mine in a 55, my guy. It just depends, really, because some flower horns are teeny tiny, some are
Yeah.
freaking huge.
So, like-
and Craig, he's more of a smaller Kumpha flower horn. He's more of a
Mhm.
smaller guy. I just try to go over there every few weeks and hang out and do like a little water change for them and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
And
teach them all how to learn how to do water changes. So I
Right.
bought them all the equipment so they could just do it. So I won't have to go over there only if they need food, or because I told them I'll buy everything and support it, because they have kids and stuff, so they can't
Mhm.
just spend all this money on this fish and stuff like that. So I told them I'll buy it all for you and help you take care of it, get the food, and teach you everything. And they're learning too, so that they're taking more interest in it as well, as I could tell. She's like, I never really cared about fish until you started teaching us about Craig. Now I'm like, I never knew stuff like that.
Well, that's awfully nice of you.
Nice of them letting me keep a fish tank at
True.
their house.
And I guess a flower horn's a good one because they are very personable.
Yeah, the kids love them, man. They're like, he follows them around, and they put one little pellet in there at a time, and he just bloop, bloop. I have some people only feed pellets. Like this kid I met on TikTok. I'm not exactly sure of his name, but he keeps flower horns, and he was telling me all this high-end flower horn food. I got it screenshot on my phone. I had to go back and find it because I feed Hikari. I
Mhm.
started feeding Hikari flower horn pellets, and they say his nucleum's getting real fat. His colors, dude, he's getting like all
Mm.
yellow, and his chin, he's looking real nice. They said his bump. They always say his bump's getting big. His bump's getting big. But I say it just depends on the size of the flower horn
Yeah,
and how often do you want to do maintenance
and
and your filtration.
I
Filtration's
know
key.
when I was looking at getting one, I asked a bunch of people that have kept them and are currently keeping them, and they said the smallest they would recommend for long term is a 40 breeder. And then if you're getting one starting out and it's a small one, I've heard you can start them in a 20 and then upgrade them as you go. At that point, I would just want to start with the bigger size tank.
If y'all go on my channel and check, when it's a video of me picking up some fish from my pet shop when I picked
Mhm.
up Craig. I put him in a 10-gallon tank with a divider. I had all my African cichlid fry on one side, and I had him on the other side. So he had like 5 gallons to
Mhm.
himself. Then I moved him to a 20-gallon for a day or two. And then I was like, forget it. PetSmart had a sale. I went and bought a 55-gallon starter kit, and I went and bought a stand and set that up.
Nice.
I was like, long term,
Yeah,
so
I
I
think
won't have to
if
go
you've
back
got the
and.
room, I would just say get whatever the biggest bare minimum size is versus starting in the small one and then constantly, like every 6 months, having to upgrade the darn tank. Just if you
Because
got
my
the
garage
room,
is full of
get the
tanks
big
now.
size.
Yeah, get the biggest one you can get for sure. And your
Hey, Ricky.
flower. Some people say to upgrade your flower horn's tank size as he grows because it has like a effect on his personality because
Mhm.
he gets lost in the big tank. Little fish get
Oh.
lost in the big tank. So when he's in a smaller 10-gallon,
Mhm.
he's kind of forced to interact with you when you come up to the glass and stuff, you know. But Craig don't really seem to mind. He fights his reflection and stuff all the time. He's a nut.
I mean, I've heard the same thing about betta fish that if you put them in too big of a tank, they get stressed out and they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
And I'm like, really?
It kind of don't make sense, but it does if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they've got, like, I know at least with the betta, as long as they've got a spot that they can go to when it's theirs, I don't think it would affect them as much. But I don't know enough about flower horns to make that same conclusion.
Yeah, I just know a little bit. Just enough.
So I think we'll roll the first giveaway now, and then we'll do another one toward the end. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Good
All
luck,
right.
everybody.
So let
Hashtag
me.
Higer. Last chance. Roll call.
Again, we're doing two of these. So if you don't get the first one, you got a chance at the second one, which we'll do toward the end of it. So again, real quick, hashtag Higer if you want to get in on this, and then I'll roll it in like a moment.
What's up, Ricky?
Eric wants to know if Craig is named after the movie Friday.
You know he's named after Craig on the movie Friday. Okay, so look. I used to play a lot of video games, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty was one of the main ones I played. Played with my
Good man.
buddy Tyler, which is the one that goes to all the events with me most of the time.
Mm.
And his uncle Dylan, we talked his uncle to get a PlayStation. We gave him one of our old systems, and he started playing with us. We finally got him good enough to where we could rely on him if we're all dead. So, anyways, this guy, he's always like, Craig, they're shooting me, Craig. They're on me. They're on my ass, Craig. Help me, help me. And he's always like, Craig this, Craig that. So finally, I started calling him Craig back. And then it just stuck. He started calling everybody Craig. He's like, Craig, help me, help me. So then now everybody in my family calls everybody Craig. Like, even females are Craigs. Like, my little girl cousin, our birthdays are one day apart, and she just turned 18. So we went to Gatlinburg for our birthdays and got a little cabin and did that stuff and have fun for our birthdays. And
Oh.
I'll be out in public. I'll be like, hey, Craig. And here she is. She turns around. She's like, what? And people are just like, but yeah, it's like an inside thing from the movie Friday. Every
Okay.
time we play the game with my buddy Tyler's Uncle Dylan. He's like, Craig, help me, Craig. So then one day I just started calling him Craig back, and then next thing you know, everybody just started saying Craig. Even my mom says it. She's like, Craig. And then so I named him Craig the Flowerhorn. There was no other name.
What's going on, Jess, Main's Tail, Fur and Fins? Hello, hope you're having a good Tuesday.
Yep.
All right.
Hope you're having a good one. But
Y'all
that's a
got a
little
nice-
backstory about Craig.
Here we go. Good luck, everybody. And again, this is for the first of 2 giveaways. So stay tuned. If you don't win the first one, you got a chance at a second one. Again, this is for a 50-watt submersible heater from Hiker and a aquarium log that I've got in a couple tanks. You probably see them in some pitches. So here we go. Good luck. If I happen to win, I'm rolling because I don't need the stuff. Oh, it can't be second. Well,
Hey!
congratulations.
Nice. If I won't enter the next one, okay. Make it fair. Nice.
So there you go. Skuba,
Appreciate
you,
that.
congratulations. You have won the first of 2 giveaways.
I feel blessed. I won something on Rico's stream the other day. I won some Rico leggings. I told my mom, I said, if you don't want to wear them, I might mess around and put them on. She was laughing at me. She's like, you are a fool.
Then I would have said it was more rigged if you had won. Just saying.
Nice.
So I do have to quickly show the website here for them.
Rigged.
So if y'all didn't know, on their website, first of all, they've got a daily deals thing here, which you can click on. It's got some sales. I didn't know this until yesterday when I was playing around. So they'll have like a couple products that are on sale and then, random other deals up here. But also, if you scroll to the bottom, they've got this this subscribe thingy here. You just put your email in, they'll email you when they've got sales and specials going on. And you get yourself some stuff for cheaper.
Pet nanny.
Yerp. That's they're trying to move most of their stuff on there versus other websites, I think. But yeah, there you go. Congratulations.
Appreciate that. I feel bad, kinda.
Nah, you're fine. We got 2 things to give away. You're good.
It'd be different if we really did rig it on y'all. Then I would really feel bad, but I don't feel bad.
Hey, they saw the random thing spinning. There's no rigging here.
I was about to say, we don't do that stuff. We're fair.
So are there any talks you're excited about for a Triple Crown?
Not really. I don't really know who's all talking. I don't know anybody that's coming up, really. I might know a few people, but I might see if you could pop in or pay a few bucks to jump into a talk or something that I might find interesting.
I want to say the only talk that unless you didn't get a pass, I think the only talk you have to buy a thing for is the one at the banquet. Because that's like a whole separate thing. And
I'm not really interested in that. I'll go home and get some dinner.
Yeah, I was like, I can just, get a burger or something or do something for food.
Right. You know that. $50 banquet. I was thinking about buying the Rusty whatever his name is
Rusty
tour.
Wessel.
I know it sounds Rusty
Whatever.
Wessel.
Whatever it is.
But yeah, I was thinking about buying his tour for Thursday because I heard a lot of people are going to go on Thursday for that.
See, that's what I don't get. Like, the ACA is posting on their Instagram that they have tickets left for these things and this things. But I checked the website and I'm like,
and it was gone.
I'm like, it says it's. I responded to them. I'm like, hey, the website says you're sold out for these things on these days that you're advertising for. They didn't respond, and I'm still waiting on an email from 8 months ago when I sent them an email about a question. So I want to say the Wednesday tour has tickets left, but that's the day I get in, and I don't want to be driving in a car for 12 hours and then, go on a tour.
I get that for sure.
So
I just feel like that'd be some good content. But they just posted, what was it, a story or something? The ACA. They have like custom zoo. Oh man. My Siri kicked on my Mac. I don't know what she's talking to her for. They got like custom ZooMed keychain for the ACA with like the ACA logos and stuff on them and like canned bloodworms and stuff. Like gift bags, I think they're going to be giving out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw. That's kind of cool.
So yeah, I think that'd be neat.
Hey, Kenny, what's going on? Good to get to see you in a week here too.
Yep.
Oh, and then Alishon saying I can ask Rusty
Kenny.
directly if you would like, Lefty. Well, I mean, you're more you can. I don't want to.
Yeah, he's usually good
Oh,
about texting back because I emailed the guy. I was gonna get a booth and
mm-hmm.
scoop up all my fry and just trying to sell a few and see what happens. But I was like, man, I'm just trying to mingle and have fun and have a good time. I'm not trying to sit behind some booth the whole
Mm.
time. And if I don't
Yeah,
make my money back, I'm gonna be kind of mad and upset. And I was like,
yeah, especially like if it's like a local swap or something where you don't know like a bunch of people from out of town that are coming in, then it would be different. But like for one of these, like even for like the Clash, I was like, well, I can sell a bunch of this stuff and that stuff, and I'm like, but I want to enjoy the event, and hang out with people.
right, you wanna have
I don't want to be
fun?
chained to a freaking booth.
Yep, that's exactly how I was looking at it. I was like, I don't want to just be stuck trying to make some
Yeah,
sales.
I looked at the talk list. There's one on, I think it was Lake Malawi and Tanganyika that I'm like, that one would be interesting to go to. And I did pay the extra for the flash drive that has the footage of the.
Oh, the underwater
I was like,
footage.
oh, that sounds like a cool thing to have. Let's get it.
Yeah, that would be neat.
But yeah, other than that, I didn't do any like the extra stuff. And I know like Skipper said that the distillery tour is free anyway. So if we want to just head over there, we can.
Might be neat. I'm not
Yeah.
a big drinker though, so I mean, I'll
Yeah.
drink every now and again on occasion. Like I might drink one day at the ACA if somebody wants to take a shot or two, but I'm
See,
not trying to
QC,
get
I don't know
messed
too
up.
much about the African cichlids, so I don't particularly know what's in Lake Victoria.
I'm more like a Lake Tanganyika. I think Lake Victoria's got the larger predatory, like.
And just remember, Higer has 2 G's in it. They tried to trick us up with them 2 G's.
Right. Yep, Mystery Snail Gardens.
Hello,
Tiger
Mr.
got two
Snail.
G's. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I'm mainly going for hanging out with people because I knew this was one of the events that
Mm-hmm.
everyone's like, "Hey, we want to go to this thing," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I looked and I'm like, "That's not too far to drive."
Shout out to Rico because I didn't even know what the ACA was until he was talking about it like
I think
a few months back. I was
I
like,
want
"What is
to say
this?" He
Rico's
keeps
the reason
talking
I know
about.
about the Clash too.
I was like, "Is this some kind of like horse event?" Because that's what the Triple Crown here is—a horse event.
True.
I was like, "What is this?" And I started researching it and finding out more and more slowly. I was like, "Oh, this is something I need to get into." I thought it was just gonna be something small. I was like, something small in my town. I was like, that's cool. Something where I won't have to travel nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect. I just thought it was going to be like another, thing like the Clash. And then after Ed talking about the one he went to in Florida for the Live Bear Association, I was like, okay. So I perused the schedule. I'm like, okay, this might be interesting, but it would help if at least the website that I've been using doesn't have half of the talks updated yet. And then I started going to the actual club's websites, and they've got more, specific actual itineraries on them. So I'm gonna have to do that one more time before I go and just be like, I might go to this stuff. Are there any fish you're looking for at the Triple Crown?
Me, maybe some tetras or some guppies for my buddy's tank. That's why I've been trying to get him to hold off on buying stock for that tank because it's going through that bloom. So
Right.
I was thinking maybe we could go to the ACA and get some for guppies that aren't $5 a piece. Like, I was like, instead of getting these $5 guppies, let's get some of these black tetras for $2 a piece, and that's way cheaper, and they still look cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe some guppies, maybe some smaller tetra types, some neon tetras. We had a lot of neon tetras. I know those are actually hard to take care of, but we was doing pretty good. Like, we had this tank since Chicago Aquashella is when I bought it last year. And he almost had the tank going for a full year. It would have been in August. And I heard people have a lot of trouble with them neon tetras, but they was doing pretty good,
I
thriving,
think it.
schooling together, and all that.
I
Like
think it all depends on where you get them
the
from.
source, that iFish store, Lefty. I'm telling you, I bought like
All
a
right, I'll
whole
have to
bunch
check
of.
them out.
I
But because
bought.
like I've
Look,
gotten
you buy some from there, and they're gonna send you some dump. And you're like, Steve-O.
like I've gotten my first neons came from PetSmart, so of course there's going to be issues. I think I ended up losing half of them, and then my next batch came from Aquahuna. They did fine. Then I got, I think I got, did I get? I might have gotten some from Live Fish Director. Those might have been Cardinals, but I think it all depends on where you get them from. Big box stores probably not going to have the best neons
Yep, it just depends.
because they're not going to like take the time and actually make sure they're healthy. They're just going to throw them in the tank. Be like, here you go, have fish.
Carrie from Science Girl Aquatics said, "Good chance I'll talk so much at the Triple Crown that I will lose my voice for Dallas."
You'll be fine, Carrie.
Drink some water.
You've got what 4 days or 3-4 days before after Triple Crown before Dallas. Your voice will recover.
And I wish I could go to Dallas right after. That'd be sweet.
Hey Paul, what's going on? Make
But
sure you
yeah.
hashtag Tiger for that giveaway. We got a 50-watt heater and another log to give away.
Yeah, I ain't been working, so after this ACA, I'm gonna go out and find a job and do part-time job and try to finish out my GED and maybe think about college, see what that's like. Because
Well, there's always
man, I'm telling you,
online.
when I went to Michigan, them people at Michigan University know how to party. That's all I'm gonna say. They're outside playing pong. They're all kinds of stuff, living it up like the movies. I was like, what? I was like, they really do that?
Well, that's good, Zen. She got some Tetras and Parker. Only lost one. The rest lived for 2 years, and then bad filter ammonia spiked.
No,
That
that
sucks.
sucks. That's like what happened to him. He forgot to turn his, because I tell him to turn his filter off and stuff because you don't want everything running dry when
Right.
you're doing a water change and stuff. And he forgot to turn the power strip back on,
Ooh.
and all his bacteria died. And he said somebody came over and was like, "What is all this stuff on the top of your tank?" Because it's a rimless tank, and they was like picked it up, and he said it stunk so bad and was nasty. So I ran over and helped him and put some black carbon in there and take that smell away and all that good stuff. So
See,
smell's gone. Cloud is still there.
the only thing I'll usually turn off when I do water changes is my heater because I don't want that burning itself out. Other than that, I usually leave the filter and stuff on just because. But most of my tanks also have sponge filters on top of the hang-on backs. So if I forget to turn the hang-on back on, it's at least got a sponge filter still running.
Mm-hmm.
And Liquid Zoo says, if you got a car, message them about work.
You got a car? Message me about work. I do have a car.
Hey, Hedgehog's Homestead. That's a new name to me. I hope you're doing well.
There's this guy. His name's P&W Customs. He does all the aquashellas, and his name's Harley Finberg or something.
Hey,
He
man,
makes
sounds
those. He makes those mini tanks. Those
okay.
mini, like 1 gallon tanks. He wants me to come work for him, and I've been contemplating it so bad. But I don't know about leaving family behind and all that stuff. Cause
that's my biggest thing.
I was thinking about trying it for a month, because he wants me to leave Louisville, Kentucky, move all the way to Portland, Oregon, on the other side of the world, or not the world, the country, and come work for him. And people tell me all the time, I see his stuff everywhere, more and more. Every show I go to, I'm seeing his stuff. So it's something I've been considering real heavy, going in business with him.
You see, that's my problem too. Like 98% of my family's in Connecticut, and I've just got my sister who's in Maine, and then a couple cousins who are out Midwest or in Maryland. So for me to, and we do so much stuff together as a family, it would be kind of weird just to move and then not be a part of anything. But at the same time, at some point, I've got to leave this state because it's just sucking me dry for money.
It's too much out there in life.
Plus,
to spend all my life in Louisville.
As Ian is saying, if you move to Portland, I believe you're right next to him and Daniken. So
I know
you can join the Greater Portland Aquarium Society. Did I get the name right?
I know, but then I won't be part of the Tennessee Fish Mafia.
Oh, you can still be part of the Tennessee Fish Mafia. Skip.
They need me back up, Skippy.
And then Daniken said, "Who were you going to work for in Portland?"
P&W Customs. He's a guy. He makes small little fish tanks. They got little sumps and everything to them. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture. You can find him on uh Instagram too.
I was gonna say the name sounds familiar, so I'm wondering if I might have seen him like doing a short or something. Let me get up. Boom.
And he's doing a giveaway right now too. But this is what he does. He makes these little teeny tiny fish tanks.
Okay.
And he
Wow.
got full functioning sumps and everything. He wants me to come help him because he said he's starting to get too much. Because when I first met him, it was him and just him in one table. Second
Oh.
time it was him and two tables. The third time it was him, two people working for him, and three big old tables full of
Wow.
stuff. So I'm like, he's obviously doing something right. And then he had a big deal with saltwater aquarium and all of them too. So
Okay. It's cool.
I'd be contemplating on that a lot. I was thinking about doing it for like a month just to see what it would be like.
Oh, and Hedgehog went the opposite route. They went from Portland to Tennessee. Well, the good thing about Tennessee is you got a lot of fish fan people down there you can hang out with and go to these swaps and stuff with.
A lot of cool people down there.
That is one of the draws about going south is there are all those people there. But at the same time, I need my cold and my snow. And
yeah, them Tennessee guys helped me get my channel out there a lot. I appreciate them guys more than they know. They're like, y'all don't know Scuba Steve? Oh, well,
Whip, I was
sleep.
thinking the same thing. What does one do with those tanks? Those little itty bitty things.
He puts like little shrimpies in there, little
Okay.
corals. Who was it? I think it was Miami Day Aquascaping or something.
Mm-hmm.
Did his first freshwater scape of one.
Oh.
Because I always telling him, let me do a freshwater scape for one when I come to one of the shallows.
Uh-oh. I better jump on it. Ian's going to steal your job in Portland.
Go for it. He probably needs more than just me, man. But yeah, he runs out of his garage. He laser graves all of his work and acrylic glues it together, and he makes it all custom in Portland. So I think that's pretty neat.
So they do look cool, but that'd be the same thing. I'm like, what would I put in these?
Maybe a little shrimp, a little freshwater shrimp.
Throw some extra, baby brine in there and let them actually grow up.
Right.
Put some sea monkeys in them.
That would work. That could work.
So what do you feed your cichlid fry once they're, swimming around?
Sheesh, I feed them whatever, really. I get a lot of food when I go to Aquashelda. Shout out to Fluval and shout out to everybody else that gives me free food. I haven't bought fish food in a while. I bought some blood parrot food for my blood parrot, and I bought some flowerhorn Hikari, and that's about it.
Okay.
But I usually just maybe feed them some flakes, break them up, or some smaller little pellets. Northfin has a gold pack of, I'm trying to think. It's like a really small pellet. I feed them sometimes too.
I think was it like a baby starter or a fry starter?
It's like
I think it's called.
It's like a krill or something.
The Krill Pro?
Something like that.
Like a gold baggie?
Yep. Krill gold. Yep. And I just feed the smallest size that they offer for that. Or if you get, they'll eat anything. Cichlids babies, really. Once they get to size, you just crush up any food and put it in there. Sometimes I like to put a big piece of pellet in there and let them. They'll play with it for a while and just knock little pieces off of it and eat it.
Well, our hour has flown by. That was extremely quick.
Shoo,
so if there's any last minute questions y'all have, please put them in the chat. And again, make sure you do check out Mr. Scuba Steve-O's channel here, especially if you're into African cichlids or thinking about them.
Yep. You got any questions, you can reach at me Instagram, anything, Scuba Steve-O's Aquatics. I need to make a Facebook page. I was thinking about that last night.
And we do still have one more thing to give away. So if you didn't get in the first one, remember, hashtag Higer will get you in, and then we'll roll here. And I'm going to set a timer for a minute. And if you're not in by then, I do apologize.
1 minute.
And yes, it does keep tack and draw. I can see the entries.
I was like, I won again.
No, I think it's got a draw again thing, and it keeps registering people. So I'm waiting. I didn't want to click off it and have it reset everybody.
Right. But yeah,
and again, if I win, we're re-rolling.
I think those little rusties look cool because like they're like cobalt blues or the red toppers, like I said. So the blue comes through sometimes more than others. Like I feel like if like they get spooked, they'll like turn real dark. But most of the time they'll be like kind of brown with like a blue like turquoise looking across the side, and they have like little like stripes of black going down their side.
They do look pretty cool in the video you sent. Ricky, no, as long as you entered the first time, you're all set. It does not reset. It's hard to see, but it does say entries, 41 appears. So the original people are still in it.
That tank's getting a little overstocked, so I was thinking I could bless you up with a little trio or something. Maybe a little trio wouldn't hurt.
I only have 12 in there. We could probably stand for a few more.
That's good. That's what's up. Just remind me. I'll probably forget.
But yeah, I think I like the Rusties. They're probably my favorite African cichlid just because you don't hear many people keeping them. And if you actually look up a picture of them, they do actually have some nice coloration to them.
But yeah, these got like this blue to them. They just look so cool.
All right, good luck, everybody. We're going to roll this giveaway here, so good luck. Here we go.
Good luck, good luck.
And Betta Aquatics, congratulations.
Congratulations,
right 602. You put your hashtag in, so congratulations on that.
You can kind of see the stripes on him right here. But sometimes that blue gets really bright. And some of them don't have the yellow dorsal top fin. Some of them don't. So I wonder if those are the males or...
Mm-hmm. So yes, Betta Aquatics, if you could email me, please, with your shipping info and all that good jazz, I will get that over to my buddies at Higer, and they will ship out a 50-watt heater for you and their submersible log. And again, I use the logs in my African cichlid tank, and for bettas, they're actually decently big. They're bigger than a coffee mug. So if you know what an 8-ounce coffee mug is, it's bigger than that. So they are nice and roomy for, bigger fish too, not just small fish.
Nice. Appreciate everybody tuning in to watch me today.
Yeah, this was fun, and the stream is auto set. I think I figured it out. So it'll auto kick people over to Rico's stream for 7. And then, of course, there's also Susan from SLC Aquatics going as well. So if you want to have 2 tabs open, you can watch both.
I think Danikin might be going too.
Oh.
At 6, not sure. I'm going to look up Fish Fam real quick.
But yeah, thank you again, Higer. Thank you, Skuba Steve, for being here. This was a fun time. I do.
Thanks for having me up. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm like, we've hung out a couple times, and I'm like, crap, I've never had him on a stream before.
Yep, I had fun.
Like the first time, I know we met in Chicago, but
I still get a little, like, I don't know, stream jitters. But yeah,
just gotta wear your hat, and you'll be fine.
Right.
For when we had the Metalhead stream.
Mm-hmm. My TP
and
hat.
For the people that didn't jump ship right after the giveaway was over, you get the first inside scoop that we will, in one of the streams coming soon, also be doing a $50 gift card to Dave's Rare Fish. So all you cichlid people and some catfish lovers out there, that'll be the next giveaway.
Stay tuned for the Triple Crown. I might make a pop-up on Lefty stream, so you never know.
Because Ed and I've got our Friday stream with the Triple Crown, so it's free for all.
And you can't come to my city and not put me on your panel.
So everyone have a good rest of your evening.
Appreciate you, Lefty. Appreciate you, chat. Appreciate everybody. All the mods.
We'll see you all around in the streams from time to time.
I wonder if we got in a replay crew. See ya. I'm going to send you